It's not just another motivational video. This is a rebuild, a reset, a complete restart of your mind, your emotions, your habits, and your life. Right now, you may feel broken. You may feel tired. You may feel like you've lost time, lost hope, lost focus. Maybe you feel like you've wasted days, weeks, even years. But this video is your turning point. Because we're not going to talk about fixing your life someday. We're not going to wait for a perfect plan or perfect motivation. We're going to fix your life in one day, today, not next week, not next year, right now. How? By doing 12 powerful, real, practical steps. These steps are not made to inspire you for 5 minutes and then fade away. They are made to rebuild the broken parts. They are made to silence the pain, clean the mental mess, and give you full control of your life. Starting now. And if you're learning English, this video will help you even more. Because every single word is spoken in simple, clear English. You'll improve your understanding, your vocabulary, and your confidence, while also improving your life. So listen closely. Watch carefully. Pause, repeat, take notes if you want. But don't skip anything, because every step in this video is part of the system. Every second is part of your new life. And if this video changes something in you, even one small thing, subscribe to our channel. Because we're not just here to entertain. We're here to help you transform. Now let's begin your transformation. Let's start with step 1. Step 1. Ask yourself the hardest question. Let me ask you something very simple, but very serious. What's not working in your life right now? I'm not talking about what's annoying you. I'm not asking what made you upset today. I'm asking something much deeper. What is the one area of your life that feels broken? That feels out of control? That feels like it's stealing your peace every single day? You see, most people don't fix their lives, not because they're lazy, but because they never stop to ask the right question. They try to fix their mood. They try to fix their habits. But they don't stop to ask, what's the real reason I feel stuck? Until you ask the right question, you'll keep giving yourself the wrong answer. You'll say, I'm just tired. But deep down, you're heartbroken. I'm just lazy. But actually, you're overwhelmed. I don't feel like doing anything. But truthfully, you're scared to fail again. Here's the truth no one tells you. You cannot fix your life unless you're brutally honest about what's broken. Imagine a man named Ethan. Ethan wakes up late every morning. He scrolls his phone. He skips breakfast. He rushes to work. He comes back home tired. He eats junk. He watches YouTube until 2 a.m., then repeats. He thinks, I need to fix my sleep. I need to stop using my phone. I need to eat better. But deep inside, Ethan is afraid to ask the real question. Why do I feel like my life is meaningless? That's the root. That's the real crack in the wall. The other things, the phone, the food, the sleep, are just symptoms. So one day, Ethan stops everything. He goes into a quiet room. He writes one sentence at the top of a page. What's not working in my life? He sits, thinks. He doesn't scroll. He doesn't distract himself. He just faces the truth. And suddenly, the real answers come. I'm lonely. I don't respect the life I'm living. I don't feel proud of myself. That's when change starts. Because when you ask the real question, you finally give yourself the permission to fix the real problem. What you should do, right now, find a notebook or open a blank note on your phone. Write this question. What's not working in my life? Then be honest. No one is watching. This is your moment of truth. Write everything that comes to your mind. Are you living someone else's life? Are you still carrying pain from your past? Are you scared to dream because you've failed before? Are you wasting your time to avoid your own thoughts? The more honest you are, the more powerful this step becomes. Because you cannot rebuild your life until you know what needs to be rebuilt. Your life is like a house. You can paint the walls, you can buy new furniture, you can put flowers outside. But if the foundation is cracked, it will collapse again and again. This first step is about going deep into the foundation, finding that hidden crack, looking at it, facing it, owning it. Because after this, we will begin the process of healing it. And once you fix that root problem, your entire life starts to change. Don't run to the next step yet. Sit for 5 minutes. Ask the question. Write down what's really broken. Feel it. Accept it. And say, this ends today. I'm not ignoring this anymore. Step 2. Identify the root, not the excuse. Most people never fix their life because they keep fixing the wrong problem. They say, I'll sleep better. I'll stop using Instagram. I'll work out. I'll quit junk food. But after a few days, they quit again. Why? Because they were treating symptoms, not causes. They were trying to fix the results, without ever facing the reason. Let me explain. If your roof is leaking and you keep cleaning the floor, the water will always come back. You don't need a towel. You need to fix the hole in the roof. Your life is the same. That sadness, that anger, that procrastination, that laziness, that fear. They are not the real problem. They are the signals, the result of a deeper cause. And until you find the cause, your life will stay in the same loop no matter how motivated you feel. The root is the invisible, deep reason why you feel the way you feel. It could be a belief you accepted in childhood, a fear that controls you, a wound that was never healed, a failure that you still carry like weight on your back, a lie you've told yourself for years. And just like in a tree, the root is underground. You can't see it, but it controls everything. If the root is sick, the fruit will always be rotten. That's why this step is about going underground, facing what's really controlling your life from inside. Example. Let me tell you a story about a woman named Julia. Julia is 29 years old. Every year she makes big plans. I'm going to get fit. I'm going to wake up early. I'm going to stop watching Netflix. I'm going to become successful. She watches 50 motivational videos. She creates a perfect morning routine. She even buys a whiteboard and writes her goals. But after 2 weeks, she quits everything. Why? At first she says, I guess I'm just lazy. But one day her friend asks her, why do you always stop right when things are going well? Julia thinks about it. She reflects. And suddenly something painful rises in her mind. She remembers something her father used to say when she was a little girl. Don't try to do big things. You'll just fail like always. That one sentence, said 20 years ago, has been living in her brain all this time, like a virus. It became her invisible belief. If I try too hard, I'll fail. And it will hurt. So it's safer to stay small. That belief is the root. It's the reason why she never finishes anything. It's the reason why she sabotages herself. It's the reason she gives up even when things are working. Now think about that. Was Julia's problem laziness? No. It was an invisible message, buried deep in her memory that kept whispering, don't try. It's not safe. That's the kind of thing we mean when we say, find the root. Let's go step by step. Take one problem in your life. Let's say, I waste time. I don't feel motivated. I get angry easily. Now ask yourself, why? But don't stop at the first answer. For example, I waste time because I'm lazy. Why are you lazy? Because I feel tired all the time. Why do you feel tired? Because nothing excites me. Why don't you feel excited? Because I don't believe anything I do really matters. Now we're close to the root. Keep going deeper. The answer is not in the first 3 layers. It's in the 5th, 6th, or 7th. You need to become a detective of your own life. Dig until you find the belief that is controlling your thoughts and behavior silently. Excuse. I can't focus. Root. I'm scared of failure, so I distract myself. Excuse. I don't like reading. Root. I was told I'm not smart, so I avoid anything that makes me feel dumb. Excuse. I don't like people. Root. I was betrayed once, so I decided to protect myself by staying alone. Excuse. I have anger issues. Root. I feel like I'm never heard, so I scream to feel powerful. Can you see now? Everything you do, everything you avoid, everything you feel comes from somewhere. And that somewhere is the root. Take your journal. Go back to what you wrote in step 1. Take one problem you identified. Then go deeper with this exercise. Write this sentence 5 times with different endings. The real reason I struggle with is because... Here's an example. The real reason I struggle with discipline is because I'm scared of disappointing myself. The real reason I struggle with discipline is because I don't believe I'm capable. The real reason I struggle with discipline is because I've always failed in the past. The real reason I struggle with discipline is because I compare myself to perfect people online. The real reason I struggle with discipline is because I've never had someone believe in me. By the 4th or 5th answer, you'll find something that hits you. That's your root. It might feel emotional. It might feel raw. You might even cry. That's a good thing. Because now, for the first time, you're facing the truth. And when you face the root, you take away its power. You can't fix your life in one day, unless you face the root of what's been breaking it for years. The excuses, they are loud, but the truth, it's quiet, and it's waiting for you to listen. Dig deep, be honest. Don't be afraid of what you'll find, because what you find is your starting point. And once you hold the root in your hand, you can finally plant something new. Step 3, the mirror rule. There are 2 versions of you. 1, the outside version, what others see. 2, the inside version, what only you see when you're alone. You can lie to others. You can wear a mask in front of your friends. You can smile when you're actually broken. You can post quotes online and still feel like a failure inside. But there's one person you can never lie to. And that's the person in the mirror. The mirror doesn't care about your excuses. It doesn't care about your stories. It doesn't care what people think about you. It shows the truth, raw and honest. And most people avoid it. Not because it's glass, but because it reflects their guilt, regret, and fear. This is why people scroll. This is why they stay busy. This is why they escape into food, noise, entertainment, and distractions. Because if they stood still and looked into the mirror, they'd have to finally answer the question, am I proud of the person I've become? That's why this step is not about self-help. It's about self-confrontation. And real transformation only starts when you stop running from your own reflection. Imagine a warrior's sword. After every battle, that sword is covered in dirt, blood, and scratches. But when the warrior wants to see if the blade is still strong, still straight, still whole, he doesn't look at the edge. He doesn't shake it. He doesn't guess. He does one thing. He holds it up to the light, tilts it, and looks at the reflection. Because that reflection tells the truth. If it's bent, the warrior knows it won't cut. If it's cracked, the warrior knows it could break. If it's dull, the warrior knows it needs sharpening. The sword itself doesn't speak, but the reflection reveals everything. You are the warrior, and your mirror is your truth. Every day you walk into battle, against time, fear, anxiety, comparison, insecurity, disappointment. And your face in the mirror? It shows the truth of how you're fighting. You can't rebuild your life in a day unless you first look directly at who's holding the sword. And that's you. It's simple, but not easy. Stand in front of a mirror, no filters, no music, no lights, no talking, just silence, and look into your own eyes, not your hair, not your face, your eyes. Stay there, hold the stare, don't speak yet. Let yourself feel everything you've been running from, the disappointment, the guilt, the failures, the wasted time, the lies you told yourself, the promises you broke to yourself. Feel it. Don't escape it. Because this moment, this confrontation, is where transformation begins. You must speak to yourself, because the words you speak to yourself are more powerful than the words of any book, video, or teacher. Here are sentences you can speak into the mirror. Slowly, clearly, truthfully. I know I've failed, but I'm not a failure. I have lied to myself. But I choose honesty from now. I've been weak, but I'm ready to become strong. I accept who I've been, but I'm not staying here. I still have time. I still have breath. That means I still have power. This isn't magic. It's not some positive affirmation game. It's a declaration of war against the version of you that has been living in fear, shame, laziness, or regret. This isn't just motivation. It's also psychology. When you look at yourself directly in a mirror and speak, you activate self-awareness, which is one of the highest human capabilities. It shifts your brain from autopilot to intention. It increases emotional processing. It creates a clear separation between the version of you that's suffering and the version of you that's choosing to fight back. In that moment, your words become commands, not just thoughts. Your brain hears your voice and says, "This is real. This is now. This is change." If you skip this, you'll go through the rest of this video with your mask still on. You'll collect advice, but you'll still be pretending. You'll nod your head, but you'll still be hiding. This step removes the mask. It brings you back into alignment with the most important person in your life, yourself. Because here's the truth. If you can't look yourself in the eyes and speak with power, you'll keep looking at your phone for someone else to validate you. Right after this step, do this. Go to your bathroom mirror or use your front camera. Set a timer for 3 minutes. No distractions. No background noise. Stare at your eyes. Say out loud, "This is the last day I lied to myself. I'm ready to rebuild. I am not who I was yesterday. Starting now, I will become someone I respect." Speak it slowly. Even if you feel nothing at first, keep speaking. You're not just changing how you look. You're changing who's behind the eyes. And once you do that, once you face yourself and speak truth into your own soul, you've already done something 99% of people will never do. The mirror isn't your enemy. It's your first friend in healing. It shows you what others can't see. It reflects your fears, your doubts, but also your strength, your desire, your fight. Use it, because the day you start talking to the mirror is the day you stop begging the world to talk back to you. Step 4. Win the hour battle. Most people wake up with the dream of changing their entire life. And by lunchtime, they're already tired, distracted, and back in old habits. Why? Because they try to control 24 hours at once. But real change doesn't start with a day. It starts with a single hour. This hour is your battlefield, and it must be won. Completely, fully, without compromise. Imagine a giant forest filled with thousands of dead trees. It's dark, it's silent, it feels lifeless. You want to bring life back to this forest, but you can't plant 10,000 trees today. You can't water the entire land. You can't build new soil overnight. So what do? You choose one spot, one piece of ground. You clear it. You prepare the soil. You plant just one seed, and you protect it with everything you have for 1 hour. You give that seed water, sunlight, and space. You keep away the crows. You stay focused on that one spot like your life depends on it. That's how rebirth begins. Your mind is the forest, and this 1 hour is the seed. It means choosing one single hour today where you eliminate all distractions, focus on one meaningful task, protect your attention like it's sacred. That hour is not for scrolling, not for replying, not for consuming. It is for building. And it doesn't matter what you do in that hour. What matters is how you do it. With intention, with discipline, with control. Because when you finish that hour, something magical happens. You start to believe in yourself again. Not because someone motivated you, but because you proved to your own brain, I'm capable of winning. How to win the hour, step by step. Pick a time today. Choose 1 hour. Set it now. Make it sacred. Choose a single task. Only one. Not 5, not 3. 1. Clean one room. Write one page. Study one topic. Walk outside and think. Organize your workspace. Remove all distractions. Turn your phone off. Not silent. Off. Put it in another room. This is war. Set a timer for 60 minutes. Begin. Stay with the task. Stay with yourself. When you finish, celebrate in silence. Don't post it. Don't tell anyone. Just breathe, sit, and say, I won my first battle today. That's the beginning of real transformation. Winning 1 hour resets your inner relationship with time, energy, and self-worth. Because time is not your enemy. Your phone is not your enemy. Even your emotions are not your enemy. Your enemy is the belief that you can't control your own life. This step destroys that belief with proof. You don't need to win the whole year today. But if you can win 1 hour, then tomorrow, you can win 2. And one day, you'll look back and realize you rebuilt your entire life, 1 hour at a time. Step 5. Write it, burn it, let it die. Some versions of you must be buried before the new you can rise. Inside your mind, there are files, old memories, old emotions, old stories. Some are beautiful, but others are poison. These toxic thoughts don't scream. They whisper, you're not enough. You always quit. No one really cares about you. You'll fail again. These whispers are programs, and they've been running in your brain for years. You cannot build a powerful life with this kind of background noise. So you must take those thoughts and kill them. Imagine a giant mirror in a temple. It was once clear, pure, shining. But over the years, dust, smoke, and fingerprints have made it foggy. You want to see your real face. You want to see clearly. But no matter how hard you look, All you see is blur. Would you keep staring at the fog forever? No. You'd take a cloth and clean it. That cloth is this step. You must remove what is covering your truth, not with silence, not with thinking, but with fire. Here's how it works. Take a pen and a blank page. Write down every dark thing you're carrying. Write the lies, the pain, the guilt, the words that broke you, the beliefs that ruined you, the regrets that still haunt you. Be brutally honest. Don't make it beautiful. Don't edit. Don't correct. Let it bleed onto the page. Once it's done, read it once. Just once. Quietly. Alone. Then, burn it. Safely. Watch the paper turn black. Watch the words disappear. Watch the old version of you turn into smoke. When you write a thought, you take it out of your mental storage. You transfer it from your nervous system into the physical world. That act is releasing. And when you burn it, you're doing something rare. You are telling your mind and body, this story is over. This version of me has died. This pain is not coming with me into the next chapter. And even though it sounds simple, your brain registers this as a transition. You begin to let go, not just emotionally, but biologically. Words you can write if you don't know where to start. I forgive myself for. I hate that I feel shame about. I still carry the voice of. I'm scared that I will always. These sentences unlock the pain. They bring up the old code, so you can destroy it. And once it's gone, you'll feel something that can't be explained. Freedom. Don't skip this. Don't say, I'll do it later. Do it today, right after this video, even if it's just a few lines. Because sometimes, you don't need motivation. You need a funeral. For your old life. And that's exactly what this step is. You cannot become a new person if you're still feeding old thoughts. You cannot create a future while carrying dead memories. The burn is not just about fire. It's about freedom. And freedom only comes to those who are willing to release what no longer serves them. Let it go. Burn it. And begin again. Because after this, you're no longer rebuilding the past. You're building something brand new. Step 6. Focus on one thing only. In a world that screams, do more, chase everything, multitask all day, your mind becomes like a messy desk, full of papers, distractions, voices, and noise. You open one tab, then another, then another. Before you realize it, your brain is full, but you've finished nothing. That's not power. That's chaos. You don't need more goals. You don't need more productivity hacks. You need focus. Pure, sharp, undivided focus. Because the human brain was not designed to do everything at once. It was designed to go deep, one thing at a time. And when you focus on one thing, you multiply your energy, your clarity, and your speed. Imagine a flashlight and a laser. A flashlight spreads light in all directions. It can light up a room, but it cannot cut through anything. Now think of a laser. It focuses all its light in one narrow, sharp line. And that focused beam can cut through steel. That's the difference between a scattered life and a focused life. You're not here to be a flashlight. You're here to become a laser. Your energy, your thoughts, your time must be directed at one meaningful target at a time. Because only then will your life start moving again. Focusing on one thing means when you're working, you're not scrolling. When you're reading, you're not switching to notifications. When you're healing, you're not pretending. When you're thinking, you're not talking. It means telling your mind, Right now, this is the only thing that matters. Choose your priority task for the day. One thing, not three, not five. One. Break everything else. Put away your other lists. Shut down all extra tabs. Silence every app that's fighting for your attention. Set a timer. Even 25 minutes is enough. Stay with the task. Stay with your breath. Keep your mind from jumping. Finish fully before switching. Completion creates confidence. Half-finished tasks create anxiety. When your mind learns to focus on one thing, it gets stronger, just like a muscle in the gym. Most people fail not because they're not talented, but because they keep stopping and starting. Focus is the bridge between ideas and results. And if you want to fix your life in one day, you must prove to yourself that you can stay with something until it's done, even if it's small, even if it's quiet, because that mental discipline is the beginning of real freedom. Step 7. Detach from the outcome. Learn to love the process. Let go of results. Fall in love with the climb. Here's a dangerous pattern. You start something, you work hard, but when you don't see results fast enough, you quit. This is the biggest silent killer of dreams. Because you're not addicted to growth. You're addicted to proof. You want the result today. You want the body after one workout, the peace after one meditation, the success after one post. But that mindset destroys progress. If you live for the outcome, you'll always feel like a failure. But if you fall in love with the process, you'll always be growing. This step is about freedom from pressure. Because the real winners in life are not the fastest. They're the ones who keep showing up, without needing a prize. Imagine a mountain climber. He stands at the bottom of a huge mountain. He sees the top. It's beautiful, far away, shining in the clouds. But as he climbs, the fog comes in. He can't see the top anymore. If he climbs only to see the peak, he'll get frustrated. He'll think, what's the point? I can't see progress. I'm not getting closer. Maybe I should stop. But if he says, I'm climbing because this is who I am now. I'm climbing because this is what makes me stronger. I'm climbing because I grow with every step. Then it doesn't matter if the top is visible, because the journey itself becomes meaningful. That's how you build a life that doesn't collapse under pressure. Detachment doesn't mean you don't care. It means you show up and do the work. You stay consistent with discipline, but you don't become emotionally addicted to results. You don't say, if this doesn't work in 3 days, I'll quit. You say, even if it takes 300 days, I will keep going. Because true builders know success comes quietly, slowly, and without applause. Choose one thing in your life that feels slow. A habit, a goal, a routine. Stop measuring it today. Stop checking results every hour. Stop asking, is it working? Show up and focus only on the action. If you're reading, just read. If you're walking, just walk. If you're building something, build it fully. Trust the invisible growth. Just because you can't see the top doesn't mean you're not climbing. Most people are not tired. They're discouraged. They want proof that they're winning. And when it doesn't come fast enough, they feel broken again. This step frees you from that emotional prison. It gives you back your power. Because once you no longer need results to feel strong, you become unstoppable. Now you're not chasing something. You're becoming someone. And that is what it means to rebuild your life. Let go of the scoreboard. Let go of the numbers. Let go of the timeline. You don't need to see the full path. You only need to take the next step with full presence, full power, full heart. Because the person who walks without quitting becomes the person who wins, even without applause. Step 8. Accept that change is uncomfortable and necessary. Everyone says they want change, but what they really want is comfort inside change. They want a new life, but they don't want to feel fear. They want a new habit, but they don't want the awkward beginning. They want a new identity, but they don't want to leave the old one behind. And that's why most people stay the same for years. Not because they're weak, but because they misunderstand what change feels like. Real change is not comfortable. Real change feels like confusion, discomfort, emptiness, even fear. But here's the secret. That pain is not a problem. It's a sign you're growing. Imagine a snake living in the wild. Over time, the snake's body grows, but its skin becomes tight, itchy, old, uncomfortable. Now the snake doesn't hate its skin. That skin protected it. That skin carried it. But now it must shed that old skin, or it will die. So what does the snake do? It finds a sharp rock, and it begins rubbing, scraping, twisting, tearing that old skin off. It's painful, it's slow, it's vulnerable. But if it doesn't do that, the snake cannot survive the next season. Now imagine this. That old skin is your past self, and that rock is your discomfort. You must go through the scratch, the scrape, the awkwardness, because that's how the new version of you begins to breathe. You are going to feel awkward when you start new habits, doubt when you speak new truths, lonely when you walk away from old people, empty when you delete distractions, exposed when you finally stop pretending. That's normal. That's not failure. That's shedding. You're losing your old skin, and it will feel like something is missing. Because it is. Your old comfort zone is gone, and that's exactly what must happen for growth. Notice when discomfort comes. That moment when you feel awkward, lost, or scared. Pause. Instead of escaping it, speak this truth. This is not pain. This is proof I'm becoming someone new. Choose to stay inside the discomfort for 5 more minutes. Don't numb it. Don't run. Don't scroll. Just stay, feel, grow. Let discomfort be your teacher, not your enemy. Say, this uncomfortable moment is a gift. I'm stronger because of it. Growth has a language, but it's not spoken in words. It's spoken in discomfort. That moment when you feel lost, afraid, raw, that is not weakness. That is birth. You're not broken. You're becoming. And if you can sit with that pain, instead of escaping it, you will rise into a version of yourself that no one can take away from you. Because comfort never built warriors. Discomfort did. Step 9. Find proof of the new you. You've done the work. You've faced yourself. You've cleaned the past. You've sat in silence. You've started rebuilding. But now comes the moment where doubt tries to return. That little voice in your head will whisper, maybe this won't last. Maybe I'm just pretending. What if I fall back into my old habits? And here's what you must understand. The only way to kill doubt is with evidence. You don't need motivation now. You need proof that the new version of you is real. Imagine a brick wall. Each day, a builder places one new brick. At first, it feels slow, pointless, invisible. But after a few days, there's a shape. After a week, there's a wall. After a month, it becomes a structure. Now the builder has something he didn't have before. Proof. He no longer has to say, I hope I'm building. He can say, look at the wall. It's happening. This is what you need in your mind. A wall of small bricks, small wins, visible change. Because when your brain sees it, it starts to believe it. Proof isn't about perfection. It's about showing your brain small, powerful signs that things are changing. Examples of proof. You woke up without snoozing. You ignored your phone and focused for 1 hour. You spoke kindly to yourself in the mirror. You did one hard thing you avoided for weeks. You showed discipline when no one was watching. You paused before reacting in anger. Each one is a brick. Each one is a new neural connection in your brain that says, I'm not who I used to be. How to create and track your proof. Get a notebook or blank page. Title it, Proof of the New Me. Every day, write down 3 things you did differently today. They can be small, they can be quiet, but they must be real. Look at that list every night. You'll begin to see a new pattern form. A pattern of discipline, a pattern of self-respect, a pattern of momentum. This builds identity, not just habits. Because when you can say, I don't just want to change, I have proof I am changing. That's when the transformation becomes permanent. You cannot live in transformation if your brain keeps pulling you back into old identity. You must build a record of small victories, quiet wins, and real evidence. Because the world will doubt you. But if you believe in you, nothing else matters. That belief comes from proof, not from motivation, not from hope, but from consistent daily signs that you're not who you were yesterday. Track the proof. Look at it. Own it. Because every time you write a win, you erase a doubt. Step 10. Force yourself to win. There will always be a moment, today, tomorrow, next week, where you won't feel like doing the right thing. You'll wake up and think, I'm too tired. I'll start tomorrow. I just need a break. And if you wait for motivation to save you, you'll lose. Motivation is a mood. It comes and goes. But movement is a decision. And this step teaches you how to move, even when every part of your body and mind says, not today. Because once you master this, you become unstoppable. Imagine a huge metal door in the middle of a desert. It hasn't been opened in years. It's covered in rust. You push it lightly, nothing happens. You push again, it groans, but still doesn't move. Now most people stop here. They say, this door is stuck. It's too hard. Maybe it's not meant to open, but if you push with full force, if you keep pressing, leaning, shaking it with your entire body, suddenly something cracks. The rust breaks. The hinges snap loose, and the door opens. Not because it wanted to, but because you forced it. This is your mind. Your body will say, not today. Your thoughts will say, it's pointless. Your habits will say, you've failed before. And in that moment, you must do one thing. Move anyway. Not because you feel ready, but because you've decided you don't need to feel ready anymore. You don't want to go for that walk. Go anyway. You don't want to open your laptop. Open it anyway. You don't feel like writing that page. Write one line anyway. You want to scroll. Put the phone in another room anyway. The action itself doesn't need to be big. But the moment you do what you didn't feel like doing, your brain rewires. It says, oh, we're in charge now. Not the mood, not the fear, US. And that's when you start to win. Consistently. How to use this step today. Write this sentence on a piece of paper and stick it somewhere visible. I don't wait for energy. I create energy. Pick one action you've been avoiding today. Set a timer for 2 minutes. Just start. Just move. Just begin. Don't stop until the timer ends. After that, you'll have momentum, and likely you'll keep going. Because here's the secret. You don't need 2 hours. You need 2 minutes of courage. Courage is the door. Movement is the key. Discipline is the reward. Everyone has goals. Few have movement. Everyone talks about change. Few take action when it's hard. If you only do the right thing when you feel like it, you will stay stuck for years. But the moment you force yourself, even once, you send a message to your entire nervous system. We don't negotiate anymore. And that identity, that discipline, that self-respect will change your entire life. Step 11. Screen off. Mood on. You can fix your habits. You can clean your space. You can focus your energy. But if you don't fix your attention, you will keep returning to chaos. And the number one thief of your attention is the device in your hand. Your screen doesn't just distract you, it disconnects you from yourself. This step is about reclaiming your mood, your presence, your peace. Because right now, your brain is being attacked by alerts, ads, endless scrolling, dopamine overload, fake inspiration. And all of it creates one result. You forget who you are. You forget that you have power. You forget that silence is sacred. You forget that presence is a weapon. This step brings you back. Imagine a beautiful, clear sky. Now imagine 1,000 planes flying across it every second, dropping smoke, sound, messages, images. Soon the sky turns gray. You can't see the sun. You can't feel the calm. You don't even remember what peace looks like. That's your mind, under constant digital bombardment. And the only way to see the blue sky again is to clear the air, turn the planes off, let silence return, let clarity rise. This is not about deleting your phone. It's about owning your attention and choosing what gets access to your mind. 1 hour per day, screen off, world off, self on. No phone, no music, no distractions. Just you with a notebook, a thought, a walk, a decision, a breath. This is not laziness. It is mental training. Because in that silence, your brain stops reacting and starts listening. You will notice what you're avoiding, what you truly want, what pain you're still holding, what dream still lives inside you. But you can't hear that when your screen is shouting. Set a mood hour in your day. Name it. Protect it. Turn off your phone completely. No silent mode. Off. Do something that brings you back to your center. Walk in silence. Write without purpose. Sit on the floor and breathe. Clean your room with music off. Watch the sky. Notice what thoughts come up. These are the truths hidden behind your distractions. You cannot fix your life in one day if your mind is being controlled by everything outside of you. This hour is where you train your soul to lead again. Because your attention is the most valuable thing you own. Not your money, not your followers, not your schedule. Your attention decides who you become. And when you take it back from the noise, you become powerful again. You remember what matters, you feel what's real, and you reconnect with your mission. This is not a break. It's a return to silence, to self, to control. You're almost at the finish line now. There's only one final step left, the one that ties it all together. The final blow to fear, doubt, and hesitation. Step 12. Don't think, just do. Let's tell the truth. You've done the deep work. You asked hard questions. You faced your mirror. You let go of the old self. You won the hour. You found proof. You cleared your mind. But then what happens? You start thinking again. You hesitate, you plan too long, you wait for the right time, you overanalyze, and slowly, quietly, you become paralyzed. Too much thinking is the enemy of doing. Overthinking is where your courage goes to die. And this is the step where we kill that hesitation forever. This is not about acting blindly. It's about acting boldly. Without delay, without doubt, without overthinking yourself out of action. Because the truth is, you don't need another plan. You don't need more preparation. You need to move. Now, imagine a person standing on the edge of a rooftop. Across from them is another building, connected by a strong, tight rope. They've trained. They've studied balance. They've watched others walk across. They've even rehearsed the steps in their mind 1,000 times. But now it's time to actually step onto the rope. And what do? They wait. They think. They replay everything that could go wrong. They hesitate. And in that moment, their body tenses, their confidence fades, their legs shake. Why? Not because they're not ready, but because they thought too much. If they had taken the first step immediately, they would have built momentum. But the longer they waited, the more they convinced themselves that they couldn't do it. That's what overthinking does. It replaces momentum with fear. And fear that grows inside the mind becomes heavier than reality. Your brain is like a rocket. The moment you decide, it builds power. But the moment you pause, it redirects that energy into fear. The longer you wait, the more time your brain has to. Imagine failure. Create excuses. Replay past trauma. Analyze worst-case scenarios. Convince you to stay in the safe zone. But here's the truth. The safest place is action, because action removes fear. Action brings clarity. Action creates belief. And action rebuilds identity. You wake up. You think, should I get up or snooze? Don't think. Just get up. Should I work out or skip today? Don't think. Just start moving. Should I send that message? Don't think. Just send it. Should I begin writing now? Don't think. Just open the page. Should I speak up in this meeting? Don't think. Just raise your voice. Because the moment you start doing, your body catches up, your mind clears, your fear dies. When a thought enters your brain and you know it's the right thing to do, you have 5 seconds to act before your mind destroys it. Count down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. No thinking, no scrolling, no asking for advice. Just move. Because every second you hesitate, you lose power. But every second you act, you take it back. Say this to yourself today. I don't ask permission to grow. I don't need to feel ready. I need to move. I don't overthink power. I step into it. I don't wait for clarity. I create it through action. I don't let fear vote. I'm the only voice that matters. Say it. Own it. Live it. This is your new identity. How to practice this final step. Choose one action, right now, that you've been putting off for too long. Something small, something simple, but something meaningful. A call you've been avoiding, a message you haven't replied to, a 10-minute workout, cleaning one drawer, throwing away one addiction, sitting in silence with yourself. Now do this. Say 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. Do it before you finish this video, before your brain pulls you back into comfort. Because if you do it now, right now, you will feel something powerful rise inside you. Not motivation, not adrenaline, but power. The power to act, the power to break the loop, the power to move without fear. This is how you fix your life. Not in theory, not someday, today. So here you are. You've reached the end of something most people never begin. You've walked through every layer of yourself, your mind, your pain, your discipline, your truth. And now, you're different. Not because you watched a video, but because you moved with it. You wrote, you faced yourself, you deleted what didn't belong, you did hard things, you made decisions, you didn't run. And if you followed these 12 steps, fully, honestly, even quietly, your life has already changed. Maybe not the outside yet, but inside. The engine is running. You are not broken. You are not lazy. You are not lost. You are just buried beneath noise, fear, and delay. But today, you dug yourself out. Today, you rebuilt. Today, you began again. And let me tell you something powerful. If you can change your direction in one day, you can change your entire life in 1 year. All it takes is the right start. This was your start. Now keep going.